Hello and welcome back to another episode of Watch Me Get Rid of a Bunch of My Stuff. And today we are featuring nail polish. And the way I've kind of done it so far is I've separated it out into different color categories. I have an assortment of different brands, but mostly I have Zoya. So what I've decided to do is go through each of the color categories and see if I have any duplicates, and also just weed out anything that's either expired and no good, or that I just don't like the formula or the color of. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have a paper notebook right here so that I can maybe swatch and get a better idea of the colors for color comparisons. Might as well start in this first little category right here. These are all kind of my bluish colors. I actually don't have that many. So right off the bat, I've got these three Zoya colors. They may look very similar on camera, but they are pretty different. This has got a more gray color and then just a light blue, and this one's got some shimmers, so I'm definitely holding on to all three of these. Next, let me see these three right here. Let me actually go ahead and swatch these. Okay, so these two look almost identical. They don't look so similar in the bottles, but swatching them, they look extremely the same, and I think I would prefer the Sally Hansen over the Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics. So I'm going to keep the Sally Hansen and pass on this one. This one is a little too watery, a little too sheer for me, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that one along also. Alright, moving on to my last three. This is another Zoya shade. This is in the shade Ryan. I love Zoya. I love this deep navy blue, so I'm definitely going to keep that. I also have an OPI shade in turquoise aesthetic, and I actually really love this color, so I'm going to keep that. And finally, I have just this little tiny nail polish. It's just a kind of a shimmer topper. I think this is pretty old, and yeah, no, not good at all. Actually, I'm just gonna throw this away because it's just too jelly and not good. I'm gonna save these for last. These are all of my just kind of toppers, bases, and fast drying formulas. And let's move on to actually this middle section right here. These are all kind of my more nudie colors, and let me pick out the Zoyas first. Okay, so right off the bat, I know I'm going to keep this one. This is in the shade Pandora. It's just this really pearlescent pinky color. So I know I'm going to keep this one. This is a satin matte shade in the color Leah. Oh yeah, okay. I know that I like this one, so I'm going to hold on to this. I also have this one. This is a very pink Dot. It's in the shade Dot. I actually think I got this in an Ipsy box a long time ago. This is a really nice pale pink, and I don't think I have another shade like this, so I am going to hold on to this. These two, let's see. These are the shades Charlotte and Severine, I think. I don't know if I've really worn either one of these. I'm going to pass this one along. It's just swatching it. Doesn't look like it would look very good on my skin tone. This is a golden-ish shade. I'm going to hold on to this one. This is a really unique color. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell very well right there, but it looks pretty nice, and it could be useful to have around. I have one OPI in the shade Worth a Pretty Penny, and I love this. It's a rose gold copper color. Definitely keeping that one. I also have, let's see, this is by CoverGirl. It is in the shade Perfect Penny. Let me actually swatch this next to the OPI color, because if they're identical, then I don't really want to keep both of them. They are the same shade, but the OPI is a lot more shimmery, and the other one is a little more satin. It doesn't have quite as many chunks of glitter in it. I think I'm going to keep both because they are such a different finish, and I love this shade. It's actually one of my wedding colors, so I'm going to hold on to both of them. Next, I have this just nude pink color. I think I got this in like a BoxyCharm a while back. Let me swatch it and look. I actually really like that color. You know what? I think I'm actually going to keep this one and get rid of this Zoya shade, because I just can't see myself reaching for this light pink color, but I could see myself using this kind of dusty rose nude color. Next, I have just this little tiny OPI. It's like a very pale pink with a lot of glitter in it. I won't ever wear this, so I'm going to pass that along. Next, I have another Sally Hansen. This is in the shade Raisin the Bar. Oh wow, that is pretty. I am going to hold on to that. And last, I have this Triple Shine Sally Hansen. This is just like a topper in Dream Sequin. It's just copper flex. It really doesn't work that well, and it's kind of annoying to put on. I think I'm going to get rid of that one. 2. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and go through the greens. Move those to the front. Let's pick out, oh, the Zoyas are already right in front. This is just a pale green, definitely keeping that. This is the Stage Stassi or something like that. It's a very glittery green, keeping this. And this is a very dark forest green, keeping that. Let's see. This is by the company Pure Ice. It's a, a cheaper drugstore brand, but it is a very pretty peacock green blue, so I'm going to keep that. I have these 3 shades, which are very similar. So let me swatch them. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to keep this Essie nail polish. This is in the shade Mojito Madness. I also really like this Sally Hansen one. It's in the shade Supercharged. It's very kind of bright, satiny, pearlescent green. This one, I think I'm going to get rid of this one. It's not my shade of green, and I'm not a huge fan of it, so it is going to go. Finally, I have this other Sally Hansen one. This is in the shade Style Maker. This is nearly identical. If it was down to these 2, I would choose this one every time, I think. So I am going to pass along this one by Sally Hansen. Alright, not doing too bad at all. Let's go on to the reds over here. And these are the reds and the oranges. Okay, let's pick out the Zoyas first. Please excuse my nails. I literally just painted them before this video and haven't really had time to clean them up, so they might look a little chaotic. But okay, moving on. So these are all of my oranges and my reds. This is actually a copper shade that could have been with my nudes. This is actually more orange than the other 2. I think I'm actually going to end up getting rid of the CoverGirl and keeping this Zoya one because I like the formula of the Zoya nail polishes better. And these are so close to the same shade. This one's a little more pinky, this one's a little more orangey, but I'd rather only keep one. I don't need 2. That one can go to a better home, someone who will use it more, and so there we go. Let's see, next I have this nail polish in the shade Pepper. I love this. It's just kind of a reddish purple color. Keeping. Next I have this one. It's just a light kind of pearly orange. This is in the shade Sunny, really pretty for summer and spring. And I also have this kind of fiery orange shade with lots of glitter in it, and this is in the shade Amy, definitely keeping that. I do have these 2 reds. I wore this red the other day, and I think it might have been the first time I'd worn it, and it was actually surprisingly beautiful and lasted quite a long time. I got it in a Birchbox a while ago, so I'm going to hold on to that. This Sally Hansen, let me swatch it real fast. It is just your standard red. Okay, so let's see. This red and this red are almost identical. I think I'm going to keep the Sally Hansen and pass along this little OPI because it's littler than this one, so why not? I'm gonna keep this one because I really like the formula and I like the color of it. I also really like this one. It's got a shimmer in it, so it's really pretty. And this is a beautiful dark reddish purple, so I'm gonna hold on to that one. Not doing quite so good on my nail polishes, but I like to have choices. And as long as I'm not keeping a whole bunch of duplicates, I think I'm doing okay. Okay, finally, I've got these orangey colors back here. So they are all a little bit different. I think I'm gonna keep these 2 colors right here. This one and this last shade are very similar, and I think I like this shade better. It's kind of pink, but also kind of orange. Very, I think, appropriate for around Easter time. Very bright neon pastel-y color. So I'm gonna keep those, pass along that one. Let's move on to these. These are the blacks, whites, and grays. Already off the bat, let me actually go ahead and swatch all of the blacks that I have. I'm wearing this one right now. This is the Formula X color. It's so very black. I know I'm gonna keep this one, but I want to see. Please excuse the cat butt. This thing just is always up in my business. Okay, I'm gonna keep this Formula X black one. I'm going to pass along this Sally Hansen's black and pass along this Zoya in the shade Anais, I think. Let's see. I do have this CoverGirl Outlast Stay Brilliant in the shade Midnight Magic. It is a beautiful color. I'm going to keep that. I have these 2 whites right here. I think it's important to have a white. I'm gonna keep the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel over the Extreme Wear. I think this one's really old, so it probably just needs to get thrown away. And then this is a gray. I believe I got this in a subscription box also. It's actually a really nice color payoff, so I am going to keep this. Alright, so holding on to quite a few nail polishes so far. Alright. Okay, moving on to kind of the largest section. These are my purples, burgundies, and other shades like so in mauve colors. Obviously, this is my favorite shade of nail polish because I have so many of them. So let's go ahead and pull out all of the Zoyas. Well, let's just go ahead and get started. I know I'm going to be keeping both of these. These are the shades Cocoa and Page. I love these. I wear these fairly often. They're kind of right up my color palette. Actually, you know what? I'm going to actually keep all of these. I love all of these shades. I think they're very unique. They're very me, and I love them. These two, oh, look at how cool that is. These two are actually very similar. Let me go ahead and swatch them. Oh, okay. They're very similar, but very different, so I'm definitely keeping all of those. Okay, let's move on to the rest of this pile. I'm obviously keeping this. This is the Marc Jacobs nail polish. Absolutely stunning. Let me swatch some of these. Very, very dark purple. Also very dark, but I think this one's a little less black, this CoverGirl, as opposed to this Milani. I'm going to hold on to this. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me swatch the Marc Jacobs. Okay. Nope, they're pretty different. I'm going to keep, obviously, the Marc Jacobs still and this dark CoverGirl, but I'm going to get rid of the Milani. Very dark purple also. You know what? I feel like if I'm gonna wear that kind of color, I'm gonna wear black because it almost looks black and it would almost look dirty. So I'm gonna pass along that one. I've also got this little OPI. Again, so dark that it looks black. I'm gonna pass that one along. Alright, we're getting somewhere. So I'm gonna pass along this one because it looks like another Zoya nail polish that I have. So let's see. I wonder how similar these two are. Yeah, they're both very watery. I'm actually going to pass on both of these, this CoverGirl and Sally Hansen. Let me swatch this next to the Marc Jacobs. If I was in my drawer and I was going to pick between this one and this one, I would go for the Marc Jacobs, so I am going to pass this one along. No, I'm just not a huge fan of this shade on my nails, so I'm going to pass that one along. My last two colors. Ooh, I really like this. I really like this color. Going to keep this Sally Hansen shade in the color Wine Not. Finally, I have this CoverGirl Outlaw Stay Brilliant in the shade Always Autumn. Let me see if I have another shade like this. This is kind of the same, but a little darker, so I am going to pass this one along. Okay, not terrible. Alright, let's see. Oh, my last little section right here. These are all my top coats and base coats. Right after the bat, these are the same exact thing. They're the out the door top coat for nails. I lost one, and so I bought another, and then I found it, so I'm obviously keeping both of these. I use these every time I do my nails. They dry my nails in no time at all. They're like a necessity. Next, I have these two OPI. This is a base coat and a top coat. I use these frequently, well, every time that I do my nails, so I'm going to keep both of those. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't like this top coat. It leaves bubbles, so I'm going to pass this one and just keep the base coat. Next, I have the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel top coat. This is for the other Sally Hansen nail polishes in the Miracle Gel line, so I am going to keep this to use with those. Finally, I have these three. These are all the Zoya products. We have the base coat, the top coat, and the fast drying drops. I like my other fast drying system better, so I'm going to get rid of that. But these two, I like the base coat that I have. I don't have a top coat, so maybe I'll hold on to that one and see if it works very well, and if it does, maybe I'll buy a full size. This right here is a cuticle oil. I actually don't really use it, and I don't know when I got it. I worry that it's expired. I'm going to get rid of it because I honestly have no idea when I got it. I also have these two nail polish removers. This is the nail polish remover by Sephora. It's got a little sponge in there. You just dip your finger in there and it takes your nail polish off. This is the Zoya nail polish remover. I use this to take off nail polish on my toes and it works really well, so I'm keeping both of those. Alright, so this is all the nail polish I'm getting rid of, and this is everything I'm keeping. So I started out with a total of 75 nail polishes. I'm getting rid of 27 and I'm keeping 48. So, I mean, I don't think I did that bad. I mean, it's not as good as I've done with the rest of my collection, where I've gotten rid of at least half of everything, but I think I did okay. What do you think? Are there more that you would have gotten rid of? Are there some that you would have kept? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe with that button below if you would like to see more of my decluttering videos. I've got a few left coming up, and then I filmed quite a few of them already, and so you should check out my channel for those. And that is all that I have for you today. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.